Many of us, we don't like CPF because they take your money up to 20% and then they lock it up. So if you earn $5,000 per month, they will take $1,000 every single month, pew, in the CPF, you don't even see it. But then this one, really no choice, nothing we can do. But then what we can do is to find out, okay, if this much goes into CPF, how much goes into each of the 3 accounts? Then maybe you can take advantage of the situation. So for instance, your OA, can it sustain your mortgage? And then should you top up to your Medisave or to your special account? Should you even top up? And then can you even top up? And then also things like, are you able to satisfy your full retirement sum? How does the overflowing work between the 3 accounts? So that's very important. So basically in this video, we will cover 3 main things. Number 1, a quick overview of how much you contribute based on your age group, because there are actually 2 main changes for 2026 that I will also cover. Then number 2 is the important part. After it goes into CPF, where does it go? How much goes into each of the 3? And then also we will touch on how the overflowing actually works. Okay, firstly, very straightforward. These are the CPF contribution rates. So very simple, if you are below age 55, then it's 20% from yourself and then 17% from your employer. Total, 37%. Okay, so basically if you earn like a 5,000 gross salary, then you will contribute 20%. Employer contributes 17%. All together going into your CPF every single month is $1,850 every single month. And then you see that actually it will decrease with age, the contributions. But then here, 2 things to note, 2 changes for 2026, very important. Number 1 is the ordinary wage ceiling has increased. So in 2025, it was $7,004. Now, 2026 onwards, it is $8,000. Meaning you would contribute CPF based on $8,000 instead. So if you earn less than $7,004 per month, then it will not affect you. No change at all as far as you're concerned. But then if you earn more than $7,004, you would contribute up to $120 more per month. Yeah, so that's the only difference. But then do note that actually if you have decent annual bonuses, there's technically no difference. Basically, you kind of like contribute more per month, but then your annual bonus, you contribute lesser. But then in total, you contribute the same amount, as long as you hit the total ceiling of 102K. Because this total annual CPF salary ceiling includes both your ordinary wage, which is your monthly base salary, and your bonuses, your additional wage. So as long as you have hit the cap for both, you contribute the exact same amount last year and this year. Hello, I forgot to film the second change. So the second change is if you are 55 to 65, number 1, no number 1, just 1% more in CPF contribution for you. And then naturally your employer will also contribute more by 0.5%. So altogether, you will receive 1.5% more in CPF contribution every single month. Okay, then if you want a breakdown of the changes for 2026, I have linked them down in the description below. And then the next part, we will go into how exactly the contributions will be allocated. So after you know that about, let's say, for 55 and below, 37% goes into your CPF, how much goes into each account? So we will use this as an example, 1850. So firstly, you have your first account, which is your ordinary account for your investments, housing, and education. Then number 2, you have your special account or your retirement account for 55 and above. And then lastly, you have your Medisave account for your Medicare, medical and healthcare needs. And then also, of course, your insurance premiums. So let's say what we're going to do is, so CPF has an entire PDF of the specific ratios updated for 2026 on exactly how much goes into each account for each age group. So for instance, if we take the ratio for 55 and below, let's say you are 50 years old right now and you earn this much. So what we do is we take this 1850 and then you see the first ratio for OA is 0.4055. So you take this times the ratio, then you will get about $750 going into your OA every single month. And then you see the MA ratio is about 0.3108. So you take that times this. Oh, sorry, for the SA. So then you will get about $575 going to your SA every single month. For MA, the ratio is 0.2837. So same thing multiplied by this, then you will get about $525 going into your Medisave every single month. Okay, so then you see here, $750 goes into your ordinary account. This is actually about 15% of your $5,000 gross salary. Then the $575 going into your special account is actually about 11.5% of your $5,000 gross salary. Then lastly, the $525 going inside your Medisave is about 10.5% of your $5,000 gross salary. So instead of doing the ratios and everything, an easier way is to use the orange percentage. So let's say you want to find out, okay, every single month how much goes into OA, you take your gross salary times 15%. Then you'll get 750. So I've indicated all of the percentages here, the orange percentage. Then you'll see exactly for each age group what applies to you, how much goes into each account every single month. And then if you add up all of the orange percentage, you get the purple percentage, which is effectively just your total employee and employer contributions for your age group. Okay, so you see the logic, when you look at the numbers, the logic is so clear. Like for instance, right now that you are younger, then most of what you contribute goes into your ordinary account for your housing, for your children's education. And then after that, once kind of like this stage of life is done, then you see more and more contributions going into your retirement accounts, especially between about age 50 to about age 65. And then in 2026, remember, for those age 55 to 65, there is a total increase of 1.5% contribution. All that actually goes into your retirement account for retirement savings. Unless, of course, you have already hit the full retirement sum, then it will overflow back to OA. But then we'll get to the overflowing later. Okay, then after that, you actually see that for your Medisave, even when you are younger, it builds up pretty quickly when you look at the percentage. And then it stays fixed afterwards from 50 onwards. 50? From 50 onwards. Yeah, so at 10.5%. So effectively, yeah, your Medisave. And then you see that afterwards, as you get older, almost all of what you contribute to CPF just goes into your Medisave account. Because afterwards, after 65, your CPF life already start paying you. There's nothing much to do anymore for your retirement. So after that, if you still work, okay, then everything is kind of channeled to build up your Medicare, medical expenses kind of savings, which is your Medisave. So yeah, everything is really well thought out. It's really very well planned out by CPF board. Okay, so new drawing here. Just now what we went through was exactly how your CPF contribution will be allocated to the three accounts. Then now we're going to talk about how it overflows. Because even if it is allocated by a certain percentage, if your account hits certain limits, it will overflow. Okay, so firstly, we know there are two very important numbers. Number one is your full retirement sum. Full retirement sum for 2026, it is 220,400. And then there is also another one that's important, which is your basic healthcare sum. For 2026, that is $79,000. Okay, so then we're going to talk about the Medisave overflowing first. So red pen will be Medisave overflowing. Okay, first thing to know is this BHS here is a hard cap. It is a very strict limit as to how much can be inside your Medisave. Meaning the moment you hit this BHS, which is 79K for 2026, nothing else can go in. Top-ups cannot. And then new contributions also cannot go in. Even your 4% interest that is earned inside your Medisave cannot be credited inside anymore. So it's like everything, your contributions and your interest tried to go in, cannot. Because you have hit the BHS. Then what happens? Then it will overflow. Interest and contribution, everything basically from your Medisave above the BHS will overflow to the special account. However, if you have also hit the full retirement sum in the special account, then it will overflow again to your ordinary account. So basically, this is like your, just now, the example just now was your 525 going into your Medisave account for monthly contributions. So let's say it tried to go into your Medisave, but then 79K was already hit BHS. Then it will flow into your special account. But then the special account, they also see that, full retirement sum also hit. Then they will go all the way to the ordinary account and it will stay in the ordinary account. So same thing for your Medisave interest. 4% earned on your 79K inside, right? But cannot be credited inside. Then they will try to go to a special account. Special account, if also hit full retirement sum, rejected again, then we go all the way to the ordinary account. So effectively, everything toing toing, everything ultimately can go into the OA. Okay, so the numbers, right? Initially, based on the previous example that we did, OA will go in $750. $750 per month. And then, now on top of this, because your Medisave overflow, Medisave contribution overflow, so it's plus another $525. And then, let's say you also earn interest. Let's say we earn interest on the entire 79K. So 79,000 times 4%, assuming you don't use it for premiums or anything. So just a simple example, that is 3,160. So all of the interest for that year also cannot go in because you have hit the basic healthcare sum. So you toing again, then you get 3,160. So then, instead of only getting 750 in your OA, every single month you get 525 more, plus another 3,000 at the end of the year. So the overflowing is very powerful. So that's for the overflowing when it comes to your Medisave. Then basically, then you see the logic is very clear. So it's well thought out, right? Like we mentioned. So basic healthcare sum is what they deem to be kind of like the appropriate figure or what is sufficient for your basic healthcare needs in retirement. That's why after 65, the number is fixed. So after you fix this amount, then basically everything above that, everything beyond that goes into like higher standard of living. Whether it's for your retirement or if retirement basic standard needs also met, then it will go to your OA. Maybe more for housing while you are before 55. Then after that, more for you to withdraw. Okay, then the next thing, the next overflow is your special account overflow. Okay, so just to clarify first, the Medisave overflowing rules applies to everybody, every age group. So whether you are before or after 55, it doesn't matter, Medisave will overflow in the same way. So if this was RA, also overflow in the same way. Medisave, exactly the same. The difference is with the special and the retirement account. That overflowing is different. So firstly, we talk about before 55. So the difference is this for retirement sum, it is a soft cap. So it's only a cap when it comes to the Medisave overflows. But then when it comes to the regular contribution that is supposed to go into the special account, there is no cap. So before 55, whatever that is supposed to go in will continue to go in. So then your monthly contributions will continue to go in. So with the example just now, which was 575 per month, all will continue to go in. Even if you have hit the full retirement sum, it doesn't matter. So effectively, after you have hit the retirement sum, then all of your contributions will still continue to go in. They don't care. Every single month, 575 will just keep going in, even if you have the full retirement sum. So actually, then you have much more than the full retirement sum before 55. That's possible. It doesn't matter. Okay, then the only difference is after 55. So if this was after 55, this is your retirement account. In that case, if you have already hit the full retirement sum, then no more can go in. So let's say if some contribution also want to go into here, cannot anymore. If you have hit this, this one will also overflow into the ordinary account, OA. So before 55, even if hit FRS, continue to go in, your regular contribution. After 55, cannot anymore. So whatever that tried to go into the retirement account, since you have hit the full retirement sum, all will overflow into your OA instead. So actually, if you see that after 55, if you have hit both the basic healthcare sum, meaning basic healthcare sum also hit, Medisave cap is hit, full retirement sum is also hit, this one toing, and then the FRS, RA also toing to the OA, you will see 100% of your contribution going into your ordinary account. That's why some people, if you have hit both, when you look at your contribution, OA is everything, then RA is 0, MA is 0. That's why, because everything overflows to your OA. Okay, so just to make it clear, so this is for those 55 and below. And then this part is for those 55 and above. Okay, so maybe now in your mind, you're already thinking, okay, so in this case, I should top up to Medisave. Or you're thinking, okay, then in this case, I should top up to my special or my retirement account. Okay, so then exactly what does the overflowing mean for you? That would be the last part that we're going to cover. So first thing is, you may have heard online or elsewhere that we should top up to your Medisave account. Reason is, remember, it will ultimately go to your OA. So for many people who want more money in the OA, maybe for mortgage, for down payment or whatever, the strategy is like, okay, maybe I should top up to the Medisave. But then you see that number one, there are two things. Medisave, correct, so it will all overflow, right, to your OA. But then remember that it will only overflow from your SA to your OA, as in the Medisave, will only go to your OA if your full retirement sum here has been met. So if only your basic healthcare sum is met because you top up, but then it overflow, you haven't hit FRS, actually everything will just overflow to your special account. So it doesn't go to your OA as you wanted it to. So in that case, you still have to more or less still fill up your SA. So in that case, might as well top up your special account. Because when you look at the contribution table, so number one, your basic healthcare sum is much lower, 79K compared to your full retirement sum. And actually, when you are below 55, more of your CPF contribution go to your MA instead of the SA. So even if you don't do anything, this one already fills up much faster than your special account. So that's why some people, what they do is they just top up the special account instead. So that naturally when this one fills up, overflow, then this one already top up a lot more. So already very close to full retirement sum, already hit full retirement sum, then overflow to OA, which is what they intended. Yeah, so that's the main thing. Okay, then another good thing about topping up to your special account is 4%. You're gonna earn 4% inside the special account all the way. And also remember that below 55, it doesn't matter whether you have hit the full retirement sum or not. Every month, the money that is supposed to go into your special account will continue going in, which means you can have much more than the full retirement sum inside your special account, everything earning 4%, which will be a lot because the absolute amount, the absolute balance is a lot. Then at 55, everything above full retirement sum, one lump sum goes to your ordinary account. So really, at the end of the day, I guess the debate is not so much on which one is more worth it. Should I top up to Medisave or special account or RA? It's not which one is more worth it, but then which one is more right. If you ultimately want more money in the OA, your SA balance is very important to consider before you think about which one to top up. So ultimately, it's still your age, very important, and then your balance, CPF balance. So that's the consideration for which one makes more sense for you. Okay, so that's all for how exactly your CPF contribution will be allocated into the 3 accounts and then how the overflowing will work.